Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susan Marinoff-Zausner, and I am the president of the Intrepid Museum. And on behalf of our chairman, our trustees, my colleagues, I welcome you here today as we commemorate Veterans Day. Today is one of the most important days for the museum and for our country. We annually set aside this day to pay tribute to those who have served our nation in uniform and to remind them that their commitment, their sacrifice, your commitment, your sacrifice, and your will to protect our freedom is never taken for granted. We know that this is a fitting and meaningful place to hold this ceremony. This proud vessel on which we stand today served as home to 50,000 crew members over its 31 years of service. And there is nothing more inspiring to us at the Intrepid Museum than our very own heroes, the men who served aboard this great ship. And so if I may I ask the former crew members of the USS Intrepid with us today to stand if you are able, be recognized, and remain standing. Former crew members of the USS Growler submarine that is right here in our, remain standing, in our complex, please rise and let us applaud you. And now may I ask all military personnel and veterans to please stand if you're able and let us recognize you as well. And may I say, I look around at this room right now, not only have you served our nation so profoundly to protect our freedom, but you serve us still today here at this museum, and that is extraordinarily special to us, so thank you. Please be seated. I'm very pleased to welcome some special guests joining me on stage today. Co-chairman of the Intrepid Museum, Mr. Bruce Mosler, right here. Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veterans Services, Colonel James Hendon. And sitting in front of me over here is Larry Arnold, president of the Intrepid Former Crew Members Association. And Bill Peters, president of the Growler Submarine Former Crew Members Association. We'd like to thank our great friends at Bank of America for honoring our veterans in an extremely special way. Their generosity allows U.S. veterans to visit the museum free of charge throughout the entire year. We're incredibly grateful. And I'd also like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities. Through their support, and beginning today, the museum is hosting a series of free civics and service programs in honor of America 250, which of course is next year, 2026. These programs are part of the museum's broader initiative to commemorate the nation's semi-quincentennial through public events, educational programs, and ceremonies that connect the past to present-day acts of citizenship. Through this NEH-supported effort, the Intrepid Museum reaffirms its commitment to honoring veterans, advancing education, and inspiring future generations. And we will be a hub for America 250 events and activities throughout 2026. I'd also at this time like to thank the Richmond County Pipes and Drums for their performance prior, and you'll hear from them after. And you also, after the ceremony, have a reading of many of our members of our community, of our former crew member community, that we have lost since Memorial Day. But I'd like to welcome also the Mihalovic family as we remember Stephen Richard Mihalovic, who served on Intrepid as a radioman and gunner on dive bombers flying off this very ship. He passed away a few months ago at the age of 100. And we are very sorry, but we are very grateful for his service. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the national anthem?
Whose the stripes and Christ
be seated. Thank you. This aircraft carrier, Intrepid, in which we stand, it was commissioned in 1943. It was an amazing feat of technology, and it served in World War II, the Cold War, 3 tours in Vietnam, and the space race, and is now a National Historic Landmark. Since 1982, it's functioned as the centerpiece of the Intrepid Museum, a renowned cultural institution dedicated to the intersection of history and innovation. We preserve and we protect the stories of those who served on board, and we utilize the artifacts and the innovative technology on display as a springboard to educate and inspire future generations. Each year, we host more than 1 million visitors from around the world, and we impact more than 100,000 young people to whom we teach STEM and history. We make inclusivity a high priority, offering a robust array of access programs to provide a truly enjoyable and welcoming experience for all, and we never lose sight of our veterans and military personnel, offering numerous programs to foster connections and serve specific needs. Our commitment to you, to them, is and always will be unwavering. And with an eye toward the future and indicative of our devotion to tell the stories of individuals who served for generations to come, our efforts to open more and more of the ship to our visitors is also a priority. We're currently fundraising to restore and open Sick Bay, the ship's medical facility showcasing some of the unsung heroes of combat. And we recently launched a new virtual reality experience that brings visitors directly into the heart of the ship's engineering core, an area we cannot open to the public. It is the engine and the boiler rooms. This innovative VR experience, deeply rooted in Intrepid history, illustrates the roles of the hardworking service members who diligently worked below deck, often unseen and unrecognized. And we would love for you to try it because it truly makes you feel like you are there. It is my pleasure now to introduce a great Intrepid leader. He is chairman of global brokerage of Cushman & Wakefield, where he helped to launch, and he now chairs Cushman & Wakefield's own veterans hiring platform. He's a board member and chairman emeritus of the Business Executives for National Security, and he serves the same roles for the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. He also serves on the board of Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families. If you will welcome museum co-chairman, Mr. Bruce Mosler.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Not bad. I learned that for Commissioner Hendon. You got to get people going. He is a tough act to follow, so Susan, thank you for allowing me to go first. Truly appreciate that. Commissioner Hendon, I want to say this to you with sincere gratitude. I want to thank you for joining us, not today, but every time we have a Veterans Day, every time the Intrepid has an important occasion, you are the first to say, can I be of help? It is also for your long service to our city's veterans. It is for your service to this nation. So I just want to say on behalf of a grateful, Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum, thank you, sir, for all that you do. You can give him a round. Truly, I'm privileged to be with all of you today. I saw many of you at the parade. We had a great parade. Despite the shutdown, we had a great parade. Our veterans were there. Our active duty will be there next year. But it was a tremendous experience to see so many New Yorkers, but also so many people from around the world come and support our nation's heroes, recognizing that service to country does indeed continue to matter in a most profound way. I want to thank you all for coming on board the Intrepid for our ceremony today, especially as Susan has already said, we pay homage to our crew members who served aboard this ship during her more than 31 years of sailing in defense of this nation. So another round for the greatest crew members I know of any ship. As I said, most of you were at the parade, so it's been a long day, but it's also an important day. It's an important day because its origins go back over a century to the commencement of Armistice Day, recognizing the end of World War I. It's a day that we revere because since our nation's founding, tens of millions of brave men and women have worn the cloth of this nation. And close to 1.4 million of those brave men and women have made the supreme sacrifice. Their service and their blood helped build this great nation that, believe me, we are blessed to inhabit today. Today, our armed forces total almost 2 million, including reservists. Ladies and gentlemen, that is but half of 1% of our nation's population. This very tiny fraction of Americans and their families who serve alongside of them bear a great burden for each and every one of us. So I think it is fitting that we honor veterans today, but more importantly, every day. And I will come back to that point. Throughout our history, we have turned to our men and women in uniform in times of national and international crisis. President Truman said, "America was not built on fear, America was built on courage." I'm here to tell you that we must be prepared to courageously lead the free world, and we must act if required to act. It is therefore critical that our armed forces remain the best equipped, the best prepared, and the best trained, because training is what truly differentiates our fighting force from any other in the world. Our nation must stand behind our service members when they are called to fight. I want to repeat that. We must stand behind our service members when they are called to fight. And trust me, please. Thank you, sir. Trust me when I say this. When we consider today's geopolitical landscape in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, they surely will be called to the fight yet again. Those who have answered this critical and honorable calling, including all the veterans gathered here with us and those who serve today, represent the very best of America and this nation. We've depended on you now for almost 250 years, and we will continue to depend upon you for as long as this nation breathes free. So I thank you. I thank you all for your courage, your service, and your sacrifice. Our nation owes you a debt of gratitude that we cannot repay with a mere thank you. Now, most of you have heard me talk about this point before, so you'll forgive me. Thank you is not enough. The values that veterans provide to America after they have completed their service and the skills that they bring to the workforce that include, amongst many others, leadership and high character that this service to country fosters in multiples. They, believe me, are the best of the best, and therefore the best in class. They have qualities, trust me when I say this as a leader of a business, they have qualities that improve any organization's culture, morale, and quite frankly, bottom line. So at my firm, now a top 10 military employer in the nation, we make it a priority to hire our veterans and to mentor other companies, now over 300, to teach them how to hire our veterans, how to interpret what their resumes look like from the workforce perspective, and how to mentor them into the role. So, as Cushman & Wakefield has done, others, many others, have followed. We have not done this on our own. We have done this in partnership with many other organizations. So in case the message isn't clear to all of you, some of you that have businesses, here's the message. Hire our veterans. Do yourself a favor and hire our veterans. Thank you all again. Thank you. Thank you all again for being with us to recognize this sacred day and those that serve this great nation. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Bruce, thank you so much, and your words always resonate, and we're grateful to have you speaking today. Thank you. I am pleased to introduce a great friend of the Intrepid Museum and all of our city's veterans. He has led the New York City Department of Veterans Services since 2019. Previously, he served as director of NYU Veterans Future Lab, a small business incubator for veterans and their spouses. Prior to that, he spent 7 years in the U.S. Army as an infantry officer deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan, and worked as an admissions officer for West Point, from which he graduated. As a drilling U.S. Army reservist, he currently serves as a joint exercise planner for the Exercises and Coalition Affairs Directorate of the U.S. Southern Command, and he was recently promoted to Colonel. Commissioner James Hendon. Please welcome him.
My favorite title is Friend of Susan, by the way. Good afternoon, everybody. Afternoon. Happy Veterans Day. I got to hear you say it back. Come on, Happy Veterans Day. Let me hear it. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah. Want to give honors and salutations, starting with the top with Susan Marinoff-Zalzner, the president, Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. Also calling out my brother from another mother, Bruce Mosler, co-chairman of the board for the Intrepid from Cushman and Wakefield. In his absence, I want to acknowledge Ken Fisher, also co-chair of the board from Fisher Brothers, and all other Intrepid board members, senior executives, and employees who are here. Let's give a round just for the Intrepid team, the folks who put this stuff together. Now, from our naval community, let's talk about the Intrepid itself. Larry Arnold, president, former Crew Members Association, USS Intrepid, and all Intrepid crew. We're going to just clap for the Intrepid crew, y'all, please. Yeah. And then Bill Peters, president, former Crew Members Association, USS Growler, and all Growler crew. Just a separate round for the Growler crew, please. Yeah. We're going to Submariners some love. U.S. military service members, past and present, their caregivers, survivors, and families, veteran community supporters, benefactors, and allies, and I can't stand here and see Arthur Grabban and not call him out. 99 years young, World War II veteran, Navy, Pacific. Let's give a round for Arthur, please, everybody. Yeah. His son Doug is with him. We have any other World War II veterans here? Want to make sure we don't miss anyone. All right. Greatest Generation, a gift. And then, let's make sure we acknowledge the musical accompaniment right there in the back, calling out the band. Richmond County Pipes and Drums. Let's give a round for Richmond County Pipes and Drums for being here. As was mentioned, my name is James Hendon. I serve as commissioner for the New York City Department of Veterans Services. Thank you for allowing me to be here for this 2025 Intrepid Veterans Day celebration. 3 things. Thing 1, none of the material things matter today. Not the pomp and circumstance, not the awards, the speeches, as historic as the Intrepid itself and the Growler are. Not even this battleship, which you say 1943 commissioned, not even the submarine commissioned 1958. Neither of these things matters. We, as a citizenry, we see these physical things, but what really matters is that we also see the spiritual things. We see through you to your soul. We recognize all that you have given up, all you've dedicated and sacrificed this Veterans Day season, and to be clear, every day is Veterans Day. I ask you to separate things in your mind and focus as best you can on the souls that run the ships, that occupy the submarines, that fly the planes, drive the tanks, march on patrol, etc. Nuclear, steam, wind, electricity, combustion, turbine, spirits, individuals are the engines that make our military great, the most powerful armed forces in history. Spirits propel it to advance, and I've heard it said, someone told me when I first started in the Army, the military doesn't care about you. Army doesn't care, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guards, Space Force. The military doesn't care about you. People in the military care about you. And with that, we're not celebrating the military organizations this Veterans Day, even if some of them are as old as 250 years old. We are celebrating the individual souls within them. Raise your hand if you wore the uniform. Anybody, raise your hand. All of you with hands up. We see you. We appreciate you. We love you. Let's give a round for all of our Sentinels first. Let's do that. We love you. That's thing one. Thing two, speaking to each of our Sentinels, your spirit, your life. Do whatever you can to live the days you have left to the fullest, harbor no regrets. Life and its chapters, including the end, are real. Susan told me the other day, of the 40,000 men that served on the Intrepid, only 10% are with us today. Different way to put this, the median age of a veteran in the United States is 65. So 65 years old, the median age. Life expectancy for all Americans is 78 years old. It's 75 for a man, 81 for a woman. To all of us here, old and young, we don't know how much time we have left. Therefore, live it up. Do all the things you always dreamed of doing, all that you ever wanted to accomplish. And back to what I was saying about spiritual versus physical, separate your God-given intellect, your soul, from any constraints composed by your body. Just like this ship is not the Navy, people are the Navy. Your body, with all of its physical gifts and limitations, is not all of you. I urge you, everyone in this ship, by the sound of my voice, everyone who can hear me, I urge you to remove any shackles that you may have placed on your heart. Fulfill your desires. Don't be on that deathbed with a sense of regret. This is what life is about. Discern between physical and material things and do everything in your power to be better. You did it collectively as Sentinels. Please continue to do it for the person in the mirror here and now. This brings me to thing three. As you fulfill your dreams to live, to love, and to thrive, never forget you are not in this alone. I say again, you're not in this alone. Remember, those of us who do veteran services, who help veterans, public, private, nonprofit, city, state, federal, we're here to help you. All of us are in your tribe, we're in your corner, we're in your foxhole. Things go sideways when veterans try to do things all by themselves. You need an entire squad, a platoon, a section, a brigade, a squadron, a fleet, a strike group. You needed all of these things to be successful years ago in uniform. Trust and teamwork got you this far in the past. Why wouldn't it be the same for you right now? Please take advantage of us as an enduring resource. Remember, don't just think about veteran services in terms of the VA, in terms of government or policy. Think to yourself, I want to accomplish X before the end of my life. How can people who have committed themselves to help Sentinels help me close the gap? Bring a dream into reality. This is a $64,000 question. I guarantee you, every veteran and their loved one has a different aim or a different dream they're looking to fulfill, but the path towards actuating that dream all begins at the same place. Be humble. Speak life to what you desire. Recognize your strengths. Confront your weaknesses. Communicate those things to those of us who want to love on you and ask for help. Do not let age, disability, education, gender, income, or any other factor stand in your way. We, all of us here, want to thank you for your sacrifice as Sentinels fully and deeply, not just through symbolic material gestures. Please, let us know how we can help. Reach out. All that said, if you know Susan, if you know Bruce, if you know Arthur, you know any people here, you know me, but the New York City Department of Veteran Services can be reached at nyc.gov/vets is the website. Phone number is 212-416-5250. The email address is connect@veterans.nyc.gov, and the social media handle is @NYC Veterans. Once again, if you know any of the folks here, you know us. Please reach out. And to end with two quotes. One is JFK, John F. Kennedy, Navy veteran himself. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Say again, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Next quote is author unknown. 4 words. Freedom is never free. I repeat, freedom is never free. For all that you've given us, let us do everything we can to pay you back for our freedom. God bless you. God bless the city of New York. God bless America. And happy Veterans Day, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah.
Commissioner, your enthusiasm is palpable, and we are so grateful, very grateful, that you are here with us today. Thank you so very much. So today, we salute the veterans from every branch of the military and honor their service commitment and patriotism, but we would be remiss if we did not also remember those who have made the supreme sacrifice for our country. So today, we will lay a memorial wreath on the waters of the Hudson River to honor all those who have selflessly given their lives to protect our freedom. So if I can ask Bruce Mosler and Commissioner Hendon, along with Larry Arnold and Bill Peters, to please join in the wreath-laying ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude the ceremony after they throw the wreath. And I'd like to say thank you for being here so much. Thank you for your service. And God bless you and God bless America. Thank you.